Okay, welcome. Kletus Roadside Service. Today's Thursday. Yeah, my dump truck job got canceled. And I am upset about that because I'd be out there hauling loads right now. But good thing, I don't know. Last night I woke up, I was like, oh shit, I need to diff lock active. Oh, I forgot to unlock my diffs earlier. I was driving through some ice. Um, I'd be out there hauling loads right now, but I woke up. Like I don't know. Usually when I fall asleep on the couch at first, and then I wake up and I'm like, oh fuck, I need to set my alarms or make sure my alarms are set and shit. And I was like, oh, I gotta wake up extra fucking early because they want me to be on site at 7. And then I realized, I was coming to, and I was like, oh yeah, never mind. I don't need to wake up early because I don't need to. I'm not doing that job. I'm not doing that job. The job I'm doing, the place where I have to pick, that's right down the road from our shop, doesn't even open till 8. So I was like, fuck it. I'm not waking up early for nothing. And that's exactly what I did. Um, but I got in and I got my last night before I went home. I made sure I had my truck and trailer near each other. And I noticed on the board, like the job board, I looked at the job board and it told me I was going to take this other truck, 165, which is fucking the lady trucker. She wants to just rub her fucking pussy all over it. I don't know. She loves that truck so much. And I hate it. I hate that truck. The steering is fucked on that truck. It's still not good. It's not bad it, as it was, but it's still not good. But I noticed he had me driving that truck, and I was like, hey, man, to my boss. I'm like, I don't like that. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, that truck's already hooked up to a tanker. The other truck, the truck I actually probably would like to take, is already hooked up to another trailer that somebody's just got back with, and they're using it again tomorrow, it looks like. But you don't have that truck on the board. It was just like we had all these jobs with all these trucks, but they were all mixed around. And I was like, we need to mix these around because if somebody comes in and takes the truck I need to take, or if I take somebody else's truck that they need to take, it's going to be a problem. So I got it switched around, and I haven't ran this truck in a while. It's 304. It's our 12-speed automatic truck, so it's kind of a weird duck. But I went ahead and I made sure it was parked in front of the trailer that I needed to take today. I didn't hook it up. Last night, if I would have hooked it up, I would have tested the hydraulics and checked shit out, which wouldn't have really done any good because the mechanics were gone for the day. But I just made sure the truck was parked in front of it. I didn't even have it hooked. I just made sure it was hooked. Am I still recording? I don't know if I recorded any of that or not. Yeah, my phone got water on it, so it freaked the fuck out. So I don't know if I said everything I was saying. 3 minutes? I guess that's right. Probably 3 minutes worth of podcast. So anyways, I get in this morning. I look at my truck. I get it hooked up. I get all the lines connected, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and test the hydraulics. I know the hydraulics are probably gonna work, but I'd like to test them before I take off with it, just to make sure everything's gonna be good. And the fucking hydraulics will not engage. It's got a gear in there for the PTO that whenever you flip the switch, you have to have the brake pedal on in order for it to engage. And I sneakily suspicious or something like that somebody that ran this truck, because this truck, they told me, we haven't had it that long. We have not had this for a year. We've had it for maybe 7 months. No, maybe longer than that. But not a year. We have not had this truck for a full year. And it's had 3 PTOs put in it. But the PTO system in this truck is different than all of our other trucks. So that's where the confusion lies, is because everybody hops in thinking they know how to run the PTO in this truck, and they don't. Because you have to have the brake pressed, or else the transmission's still spinning at, what is it, 600 RPM. Whatever idle speed is the shaft is still spinning. So you got to hold the brake, but you should be able to just touch the brake and then stick it in, but it's not working. And I don't know, somebody ground the gears off of it again. So this truck's due for another PTO. But for right now, because we don't have any other trucks that I need to get to fucking work, I just turn the truck off, turn the PTO on, and then turn the truck back on, and everything works. So I just have to turn the truck on and off a bunch of times today. Not a big deal. Whatever. Luckily, I can drive it with the PTO on, so because I'm running the double rail, so I got to move a little bit. I got to take this fucking exit here. All right. I got a guy following me, and it's kind of hot in this truck, so I got the windows down. I'm sorry. I know it's loud. What was I going to say? Yeah, well, this truck, you turn it on and off a bunch of times, and it freaks out the computer. The computer thinks something's wrong, so it puts a transmission fault in. So you got to turn the truck off for a little while, then turn it back on, and then be easy on it. Like, I don't know. I don't know how these computer things work, but they ain't working too great because it's fucking not merging here. So that's why I'm being a little bit quiet. Last night we had a lot of fun with the VR. We played the VR little robot game. It's so much fun. My son, I don't know, he had just, whenever I got home, he had already been playing it for a while. But then I guess he was having issues with getting it set up, because you have to, I don't know. I told my wife how to do it all, so she could help the kids, because I knew that they were going to be excited to play it as soon as they get home. But I'm not going to be there, so somebody else needs to know how to fucking set it up, and it was kind of complicated. But we got it figured out. They got it figured out for one game, but not the other. And he already wore himself out, I guess, with the VR. I don't know. I got home and I was like, let's play the robot game. He's like, no, I want to play the other game, the super hot game. I'm like, well, that one is more intense and more, and my daughter, she wants to play it. She's got to be included also, and rightfully so. She's not that much younger than my son. She can still do stuff, but she's so cute. She is such a baby, my little baby. I love her so much. So I put her in with the little cute robot game, and she's over there just, it's the PlayStation controller is what you're using. You're not using the two little controllers for your hands or whatever. You're just using the PlayStation controller. And she's over there like trying to pet these little robots, and she's like, "Oh, hi!" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you are too adorable." I have an adorable daughter that I love so much, and she was loving it. She's like, "Whoa, this is cool." But what's cool about that game is that I can put the headset on her, so she can experience the whole VR system, and I can run the controller, because all the games require somebody to run the controller. Actually, some of the games require somebody to be in the headset to move their head around, and the other games require somebody to grab the controller and control little robots and stuff. So it's pretty cool. It's 2-player, but she didn't. I was like, you need to move your head, and she's like over there just dancing and leaning down and looking at the flowers and stuff. And I'm like, girl, get over here. But we had a lot of fun. I'm like, I cannot believe we're having this much fun with this thing at the house with the kids, and both kids thoroughly enjoy it. It's just kind of hard to set it up, you know. But I'm hoping if we ended up getting the Oculus, because I don't know, the PlayStation, it requires a camera. And I don't think the Oculus requires a camera. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it does have some sort of a camera you got to put up on the wall somewhere or something. But it would be really ideal if the Oculus was just, you just put it on and you're good to go. I think you can still link it up to like the either a computer or your TV, so people... I've seen other people playing with those Oculuses, and you can watch what they're seeing on the TV. But yeah, just a very wholesome day with the kids. Even though I had to work a little bit late, and we didn't get to spend as much time on it, but it's a good time. And then my wife made some air fried chicken. It was pretty fucking delicious with ranch seasoning all over it. It was extra juicy. I don't know. I was like, this chicken's fucking awesome. I think it was chicken that we had bought that hadn't gone into the freezer yet from the grocery store. So it was like, I don't know. After you freeze the chicken, it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's not the same. I don't know. I always wonder how restaurants deal with that. Like, they have to order so much food, and then, like, nobody's eating the chicken because everybody wants to eat the burgers or whatever. And you have to order this much chicken to have it in case everybody decides they want chicken that day. And I don't know. But when McDonald's runs out of beef, that's like, what are you doing? What is going on in there? Ran out of beef? On a Wednesday? What's going on here? Something's going on here. But I don't know. I feel for those other restaurants that they just have to buy so much food to have it in case they get slammed or, have a rush. They don't want to lose out on business. But then if they don't get rushed with business, what do they do with all that extra food? They just have all this food laying around. So, I don't know. I don't even know why I brought that up. Oh, that was for the chicken and stuff. Like, what do restaurants do? They freeze it? I mean, I've seen Gordon Ramsay's deal. I've seen the bar rescue and stuff like that. I've seen all those where they're like, everybody's using microwaves and shit and thawing shit out, and then you walk in their freezer and it's like all fucked up. And I just got to keep telling myself this is all staged for a TV show. Yes, it looks gross, but it's all staged. It's all for a TV show. None of this is actually real. Because it makes no fucking sense to me that a restaurant, and there's a cameraman in the fucking kitchen, okay? There's a cameraman in the kitchen. It's not like, it doesn't even look like a hidden camera. It looks like there's probably a whole camera crew in the kitchen, and they're just like, oh yeah, the chicken's bad, but it smells okay. Let's use it. It's like, that's all for the TV show. It's all fake. I gotta think more shit points to it's all fake rather than it's all real, because if it's real, I'm guaranteed I've been to a restaurant that has done some shit like that, and I don't like to think that, But I don't know. Some of those restaurants, like where Gordon Ramsay goes and he gets it and he's like, this looks like trash. I'm like, I would tear that shit up. That shit looks fucking delicious. That would be amazing. He's like, it's bland. It's bland. I'm like, all right, put some salt on it, buddy. There's salt on the table right there for you. I do respect Gordon Ramsay, and obviously he's at a much higher level than like anybody else. But it does warm my heart that whenever he did that one restaurant in, I don't know, it was a black lady. She had a, it might have been in Britain or so. I don't know where it was. No, it was like in the hood somewhere. It was a black lady. She had a American flag bandana on or something like that, and it was an empty restaurant. And she's like, "I got all this delicious jambalaya and shit." And he went in there and he finished his entire plate and brought the plate back in there. And I don't know. That also could have been staged, but it's also like, I'm so glad. I don't want to see doom and gloom the whole fucking time I'm watching this. I'd like to see some good stuff too. Like get the people out there, because I would be so embarrassed if like they sign up. They sign up. I'm sure the TV crew's got to come in. Somebody from the the fucking the firm, whoever they fuck are, they got to go in there and be like, "Yo, Gordon Ramsay's gonna come here. He's gonna do the show. Yeah, don't do anything different." Maybe that's what they say. They just say, "Don't do anything different than what you would normally do," and then maybe they're like, it could happen within the next 7 days or something like that. I don't know. And then a camera crew just shows up, and then yeah, maybe they get caught with their pants down. But me, like if the boss is like, "Hey, the CEO is coming into town. We need to clean this shit up." Or he doesn't even have to say that. He just says, "Hey, the CEO is coming in. Um, he's going to do a thorough inspection of our place." And also our CEO has a TV camera crew showing up that's going to look at all this stuff. They want it to look like shit so we can fix it. I don't understand how those TV shows work like that, you know? Because I'd be like, fuck, I'm going to clean this shit up. I ain't getting caught with my pants down. I'm going to make sure my shit's all sparkly, nice and clean, good to go. I've got, receipts here of me taking trucks to the truck wash. That I got pictures on my phone of the shit that I cleaned up, what it looked like before, what it looks like now. I did this, I did that. This guy, I'll throw people under the fucking bus. I'll be like, is he showing up with a bus? Because I got about 7 people I'm going to lay down right in front of the bus as they're rolling in. I'm throwing them under the bus. Those guys are fucked up. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. I'm putting the blame on them. Okay? Not me. Them. I'm good. They're bad. I'm good. They're bad. Okay? I repeated myself. I would do that in real life too. So, anyways, I don't know, but I do really like to watch those shows, like the one where uh, there's a weirdo dude that's like, "I'm the owner," and he's like, "You're the owner?" He's like, "I'm part owner," and he's like, "Okay," and then the lady's like, "Yeah, we feel so bad for him. He just stands out in the rain and looks in the window, and he looked like a lost puppy, and so we hired him back, and he just gets in the way, and he runs around telling everybody lies about everything, and he doesn't do anything for the restaurant, but we pay him." But I don't know. It was a weird one. It's interesting to watch. Um, yeah, I don't need that much heat. I don't know what's going on here. Why is it put on 72? I'm burning up in here. We're headed up to Gallatin. Me and the guy behind me. We got loaded up. I made the guy the rental place where we get these boxes. I used to work with the guy that runs the place now. So I walk in there, I'm like, "Where's your coffee?" He's like, "We don't really have coffee." I'm like, "Dude, you got coffee in here. Where the fuck is your coffee?" He's like, "Well, I got this Keurig." I'm like, "Perfect." So I went over there and I'm like, "Where's your water?" Like, I'm like running his place. I'm like, how do you run a shop without a pot of coffee somewhere around here?" And I lied to him and I said, "I haven't had my coffee today. I need my coffee." I'm just walked in there, act like I own the place almost. And but we were having trouble with the coffee pot, but we got it going. I was like, "All right, I'm gonna go out there, get loaded, and I'll be back to grab that cup of coffee." And as I was loading my containers, I look over and he's walking out with a cup of coffee. What a nice guy Nate is. Nate's a super nice guy. He's American. Indian. I don't know if he likes to be called that. Native. He's part of a tribe. He used to have hair that was past his ass. It was like at the back of his knees. Hair so long and flowing. Because I don't know, those the native hair is like, I don't know, super flowy. I don't know what they do. I don't know what kind of conditioner do you guys use. Because I'd like to grow, if I grew my hair out, that's what I want it to be like. I want it to just flow. Um, but I don't know. He struggled with addiction, and during that, this was a long time ago. He cut all of his hair off, and I guess that's a thing that natives do. That they're proud of their hair and their heritage, and then whenever they defy it by having some sort of an addiction or whatever, they just chop it all off. You saw that in Yellowstone. That one lady, she just started cutting her own hair off because of the miscarriage, I believe. But anyways, sorry, spoiler alert. Late for that. Oh shit, we're going the wrong way. How are we going the wrong way? Motherfucker. The GPS fucked me, dude. I'm over here just blabbing about Native Americans, and I'm over here just going the wrong way. I was like, oh, he said take I-29, right? No, he said I-35. I-20, I-35. I don't know. I don't remember, but they both go different directions, and now I'm on the wrong one. So I'm going to come up here and get off on this exit and take it over. Hop on I-29 or I-35 north, I think. Yep. So anyways, his hair is still cut. I don't know if he just doesn't feel like growing it out or what. He doesn't, I don't know. He drives a really nice Chevy truck. He's a cool dude. Um, anyways, and he got into an accident. I've talked about this a couple times, I believe, but he was driving a pickup truck on Front Street, and Front Street used to be real bad. Not the 4-lane. Ooh, not the 4-lane Front Street. The 2-lane Front Street up around that heads over to that casino, and it used to be cupped really bad because a lot of heavy trucks used to drive that route. And I don't know if he lost control. I think he said that the semi lost control. There's a semi that was coming towards him, got a little out of control, and there's barricades on both sides of the road there, so there's nowhere to go. And the semi lost control and slammed into him, and he had a neck brace on for a while. He was having issues. And then he was out. He was out. He was collecting a check at home, not doing shit. He was a salesman. So, I mean, he could still do his job, but he was collecting disability or whatever. So, I mean, hey, more power to you. If I could do it, I probably would. But if he was actually, he wasn't like faking it either. He was like actually in an accident. All right, what are we doing here? The guy behind me is probably like, what the fuck are we doing? Where's he going? Where's he going? He's going the wrong way. Earlier. Now he's like, oh, now he sees he went the wrong way. Like, oh, no, I just like going the long way around. I just like to do that. Yes, this is the right turn. Okay. Oh, I need to get another drink of coffee. My wife made my wife, she used to make a lot of cookies, and now she's trying to do this diet thing now, which is great. Because if we have a shitload of cookies sitting out, yeah, we're all eating cookies, a lot of cookies, and that's all the time. I'm like, stop buying so many fucking cookies. She's like, I like them so much though. I'm like, I know, that's why they're cookies. They taste really good, but they're not good for you. You need to stop. 50% of your diet is cookies. Stop it. Stop it. But now she's starting this low carb diet trend thing. It's actually costing a lot of money. Uh, more than what I would be spending, but whatever. If it helps her, if it's healthy, so whatever. But she's been making these protein muffins and protein this and low carb that and sugar free this and fat free that. I don't know, all kinds of shit like that. And instead of making all those cookies all the time, now she's 2 days into it. Well, not 2 days. Today's Thursday, so technically today's her fourth day of doing it. She wanted to start on Monday, which is always funny. She's like, I'm going to start on Monday, so I'm going to eat like shit on Sunday. I'm like, okay. One last hurrah, correct? Yeah. I'm like, alright, this isn't going to last, but I didn't say that to her, and I ain't going to say that to her. I hope it does last, but history repeats itself. Same with me. I've been on several diets, and I've fallen off of them all, but she made these fucking delicious fucking protein muffins. She made chocolate chip cookie ones one day, and she's like, yeah. And then she made blueberry ones last night with fresh blueberries. But she's like, the blueberry ones are twice as many calories as the chocolate ones. I was like, what? She's like, yeah. I'm like, that does not seem right at all. But she's got the data to prove it. So I'm like, all right, well, whatever. And last night she's like, I really don't like the blueberry ones. So I'm like, okay. Do you like blueberries? She's like, no. I'm like, why would you make blueberry muffins if you don't like blueberries? She's like, well, I like the blueberry muffin mix that has no real blueberries in it. It's just, or like dried blueberries. I'm not sure. It's probably just flavoring and color, but so she thought it would be a good idea, and now she does not like them. So, good news for me, I've got about 10 blueberry muffins that I think are fucking amazing, and I'm gonna be eating them. I'm gonna be eating all of them, and finishing off my last two hard-boiled eggs that I got. I brought them for lunch today. I'm gonna have her cook me up some more. She's like, you need to eat those hard-boiled eggs before they go bad. I'm like, oh, whoa. I use the Love's standard. You go to Love's truck stop, you walk over, you look at their hard-boiled eggs. They're good for like 7 days. They can have them up. They're like, sell by this date or whatever. And I mean, I've looked at a lot of hard-boiled eggs over there at the Love's truck stop, so I know. And I made these on Monday, so I'm like, we're good. We're good. But I am finishing my last two. The fresh ones are always better. But even extra fresh, like you cook them and then you throw them in the ice water, and then you pull them out like after 10 minutes sitting in the ice water just to try to keep them from cooking any further. And then you pull them out and they're still a little bit warm. The shell comes off so fucking easy, and they're a little bit warm when you eat it. And it's like, this is pretty good. I like this. This is nice. And those were the ones that were like medium boiled. They weren't hard boiled. They were like medium boiled. So like the outside of the yolk was cooked, but the inside of the yolk was still like runny-ish. And it was a little. I was like, oh no, this is not good. But after I ate them, I was like, these are fucking delicious. And my wife ate one, but she doesn't eat the yolk. So she took it out, and I just popped that motherfucker in. I was like, I actually really enjoy these. These are really good. All right, 291, exit 45. Yeah, I think I added like 10 to 15 minutes to my route by going the wrong way. It's fine. It's fine. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna make it. I could probably stay on 435. No, that'll add another long ass time. 291. I think that's a no truck route. Pretty sure that's a no truck route. Hmm. Anyways, I'm gonna pause this and I'll be back with an update on how the job's going. Here we are. Now it's 5:40 in the afternoon. Sun's going down. Got the sunglasses off. Almost made it to the highway to turn around. Where I left off, I'm pretty sure I left off, was I had made a wrong turn. I was going up the wrong highway, and then I had recorrected, and the guy that was following me, I thought he knew. I sent him the address of where we were going, so I thought he was running his own GPS, and he noticed we were going. I don't know. It something he did showed me that he knew where we were going, but he just followed me, and everything was fine. But we get on out there right here, right exactly where I'm at now. I'm headed back now. The dude was following right behind me. I had just got off the phone with him, and I said, yeah, we're getting off on this exit up here. He said, okay. There's a kid, a newer kid that we have here. He's less playful than the other ones, but he still will fuck around quite a bit. But he's more of a serious type of guy. Like he doesn't necessarily like to be made fun of or anything like that. I don't know. He's just one of those. But he's following right behind me. I'm in a double rail hauling 2 bright blue dumpsters. Pretty easy to spot, and he's following me. He is directly behind me. He's been following me every time I change a lane. He changes a lane with me. He follows me pretty closely, and we get up to the exit. I have my blinker on way before the exit, and I start slowing down, and I take the exit. And I didn't think anything of it. I was like, of course he's following me. I didn't look in the mirrors or anything. I was following a car off the exit, so I was keeping my eye on that car. I roll up to the stop sign. I see him just moseying along down the highway, past underneath the bridge. Keep on going. I'm like, what the fuck? So I call him up. I'm like, hey man, where you going? He's like, oh, I missed the exit. Now I don't know if this kid is just fucking with me. That's fucking crazy. That's insane. You've been following me so close this entire time, and you were still following me that close. And then I take an exit, and I put my blinker on specifically early so you would know. And I slowed down on the highway, which I don't like to do. I don't like to slow down on the highway. I like to get onto the exit ramp before I start slowing down. There's no reason to slow down other people on the highway just because I'm taking an exit. The exit ramp is long enough to slow down. And it's not like a sharp corner or anything. And he had to have hit his brakes to slow down because he was pretty close to me. There's no way he either didn't hit me or didn't notice that it was me. I don't fucking know. So I was like, well, he's like, yeah, I don't know. I guess I got to do a U-turn. I'm like, I don't know. I got to go. And I kind of got off the phone. I'm like, I don't know. It irritated me quite a bit. Should it have? I don't know. I really don't give a shit because I knew what was going to happen at this job site. I knew it was just going to be pretty much a hang fest at this job site. I didn't realize how much of a hang fest it was going to be. But I'll get into that here shortly. So, yeah, it turned into a 2-lane back road, blacktop highway, whatever it is. Driving down that, and then I roll through a couple little towns, and then I get to my turn. It's a pretty sharp corner, and there's a church right there on the corner. And I used to deliver lumber right there around that area. I used to deliver lumber with Cedar Creek. So I'm pretty familiar with the area. And we turn on the road, and I'm like, oh no, I know this road. And they have not, it's mostly Amish out there. Not, there's a lot of trucks and stuff that roll in and through there, but I guess this road is a kind of a shortcut. And when it's just a gravel road, it ain't too bad. But it's got some really steep hills that you got to go through. And there's one particular hill, I forgot about it till we got down there. But I'm just driving along. I'm driving it straight on ice. Like the entire road is just packed down snow, packed down into ice. It's like melted a little bit and then froze, and then melt a little bit and froze, and it's just like just smooth ice. There's nothing you can do. But I make it all the way down the hill. Everything was fine, and I see where we're working, and it's a wooden bridge. It's a wooden bridge that usually is for horses and buggies and stuff to go across. Even with my lumber truck, I had a lumber yard that I had to deliver to that was right on the other side of that hill after the bridge. So I had to go on it, but I never had any problems. But in the wintertime, it's not a good idea. So what happened was there was a 53-foot dry van trailer that was trying to take a shortcut. And he got down in there, couldn't make it up the hill, backed up, and tried to hit it again. Couldn't make it again, backed up even further, and he's backing over the bridge and everything, because right after the bridge, there's a pretty steep fucking hill, and it's all ice. There's nothing you can do. I don't know what exactly happened. Somebody has got pictures of it, and I would love to see those pictures, but he didn't even make it to the bridge, or he made it to the bridge, but his trailer didn't. I don't know. I'm pretty sure his trailer started going off into the ditch, and his tractor made it onto the bridge, but his trailer didn't, and his trailer drug his tractor off the side of the bridge, because the whole guardrail, except for one part of it, is gone. I don't understand how the one part isn't gone, but he was hauling dog food, sunflower seed stuff. He was going to a farm store to stock like their big bags of feed and stuff. So there's like horse stuff, big ass tubs of molasses and salt. There was like a salt lick tub, but they're like big ass tubs. Like probably 30-gallon tubs that have solid molasses and solid salt in them. And they're for horses and cows. You just throw that tub out in the middle of a field and just leave it, and the cows and shit will come over and lick it. It's a nice little treat. The truck and trailer had been removed, so we weren't really able to do anything out there until the truck and trailer were removed. They got out, Our guys went down in there. They laid out some boom across this creek, absorbent pad, containment shit, and but it's the creek, river, or whatever it is frozen over. It's actually called, it's Muddy Creek or Muddy Stream or something. I don't know. It's completely frozen over. So we're out there. You can walk on the ice, but you are falling through in a couple of spots. But it's not a river. Let me let me be real. It's not a river whatsoever. It's barely a stream. It's like 6 to 8 inches deep in most of the spots. Some of the spots are a little bit deeper, like where the truck fell is a little bit deeper, but not a lot deeper. And yeah, just imagine a 53-foot dry van full of probably double stacked pallets, maybe not, just emptied out into right underneath a bridge. So anyways, I looked at it. I looked at everything. I was like, oh, damn. All right, cool. And I'm like, well, where do you want these boxes to be? And they're like, well, you can drop them wherever right now. As long as they're off to the side of the road, just drop them. So I'm like, all right, cool. How the fuck am I getting out of here? Because I had to come down a pretty steep hill also. And I'm like, I'm not going to be able to get the fuck out of here. Especially with these containers on me. So I dropped them off on the side of the road, and then I was going to try to do a U-turn. There's like a little bit of a field entrance there, and I was going to try to back my trailer, my empty trailer, into the field, and then, because they had other trucks driving in and out of there, and they weren't even slipping. They were doing fine. It was pretty much more of fresh snow rather than ice. No, I couldn't do shit. So we ended up chaining the back of my trailer to a pickup truck. Or no, not to the pickup truck, to an excavator. We also had an excavator, and the excavator was coming down the hill, and it came down sideways. The guy about shit his fucking pants. He was coming down the hill trying to go nice and slow, but the excavator that they rented had rubber pads on it, on the tracks. So it was just ice skating all the way the fuck down. And the guy operating the excavator, he looks like he'd be a good operator. Chubby, quiet, wears sunglasses, doesn't talk a lot, clean haircut, smokes cigarettes. Yeah, I don't know. He looks like an operator. He looks like a guy that sat in a cab or two for a week or two. Knows what the fuck he's doing. No, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing at all. I was like, first I was trying to get him to pull me, but having rubber tracks was not a good idea. And they're not rubber tracks; they're rubber pads bolted to the metal tracks. So I mean, if we really wanted to, that's a fuckload of bolts. That's a fuckload of bolts to undo to get those rubbers off there. But it really would have helped out. He was just sliding and stuff, but he's got the fucking blade also. He's got a blade on the front of the excavator that he can drop down, and he can pull me with the arm, but the only thing he was pulling me with was the bucket. Like, he would just extend the arm out, put the bucket in the ground, teeth first, and then just twist the bucket and pull me, what is that, like 3 or 4 feet at a time? I'm like, dude, do you not know how to operate this fucking excavator? You got the bucket and the fucking arm that you can pull me. You can pull me like 12 feet probably each time. And it's not like I'm hard to pull. Like, I have my truck in reverse, brakes released, tires spinning, trying to come towards you. And I don't know. It was just a really big fucking pain in the goddamn ass. Damn, there goes a trooper's after somebody. There's a trooper headed. I thought he was going to pull over that car. So yeah, my truck got stuck, but we were able to get me drug out and then pushed out of the field. No problems there. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to get this thing out of this area. I'm going to try to get up the hill. And yes, speed would be nice. Speed would be nice to get up the hill, but I figured if I could just not lose traction, keep it a steady speed, keeps a little bit of momentum, I'll pull all the way up this hill. And driving a little bit, not in the ditch, but a little bit towards the ditch, so I'm not, it's not so super icy on the edges where people haven't driven very much. No, I made it to the very top of the hill. I had like 30 feet to go before I crested the top, and I couldn't make it. But the excavator ended up coming up there, and he had to even drag himself up the hill. And then once he got up there, he fucked the ditch up. The ditch got fucked up pretty good. But he got me pushed over the top of the hill, and I parked my truck and trailer at the church up there. And I was like, that thing's staying right there until I'm fucking done with this job today. So I got a guy to bring a pickup truck over there, pick me up out from the church. And then I had my cooler full of food and stuff, and I get down there to the bottom of the hill. And wouldn't you know it, the guy that had the roll-off truck, he slid into the ditch. Like, if I hadn't rode around with him a little bit after this, I'd have been like, oh yeah, it's just a little slick. That's what happens. No, that was user error. Okay, this dude, I drove with him. He does not have common sense. He's just hauling ass. Like, we were headed down the hill, and we were going kind of fast because we got a dumpster filled up, and he took it back up to the church to drop off. We're headed back down the hill empty, and he's like stabbing the brakes on the ice hill headed downhill. And I'm like, dude. He's like, I'm trying to slow down. I'm like, dude, just stop hitting the fucking brakes. He's like, why? I'm like, because when you're sliding with wheels locked up, you have no control. When you're rolling, you at least have a little bit of a control. But whenever the wheels aren't rolling, you have no control. I'm like, do you not know how to drive on ice? Where the fuck are you from? So, yeah, I don't know. And he's a little bit of a crazy driver. I also kind of think anytime I'm in the passenger seat of a vehicle, I claim the person driving has no idea how to drive. And my depth perceptions, I don't usually ride with people. I don't like sitting on that side. I like to be in control of the vehicle. Anybody else driving, doesn't matter who they are, I'm like, I do it better. Okay? Let me fucking drive. I don't want you driving me. But we made it. Everything was fine. And we had to get that another dumpster picked up. And, well, getting him pulled out of the ditch was also interesting. I had the F-350. It had a camper shell, and the bed was full of shit. So I had a little bit of extra weight on the pickup truck. And I was trying to yank on him, but not yank too hard because I'm using a chain with a ball hitch, and I don't like that situation at all. But there's a lot of shit that the chain would hit before it would hit him, and there was a lot of shit before it would hit me, so I wasn't too worried about it. But we ended up getting a skid steer in the ditch, pushing him as I was pulling him with the F-350, F-250, I don't know what it is. Four-wheel drive, locking hubs, and got him yanked out of that fucking hole. Just trying to show him some methods on getting a box, because the box we had over there, the excavator and the skid steer, were those guys operating those were pushing the box all around. So the box where we dropped the box was not where we had to pick the box up at. It was all twisted and down in the ditch a little bit, and now it was fully loaded, and it was kind of a pain in the ass. And I was like, as long as you can get the front of the box on the truck, you'll be all right. And I'll show you a method of what you can do. And we tried a few things, and eventually it worked. We got it. We got it loaded up. Everything ended up just fine. Then I went down into the creek again. I was in the creek a couple of times. But, dude, all right. So we have a vac truck guy. The guy does not know how to run a vac truck, but he is a Class B, so he can run the vac truck. So he's there, and he's like, I'm going to run the vac truck. I'm like, well, there's not really much to run. You kind of just turn it on and leave it alone. Like, nobody needs to be next to it. There's not really going to be an emergency with the vac truck. You can come down into the creek with everybody else. Because we only had 3 people that were willing to go down into the creek and haul boxes. It was the skinny kid that almost killed me once driving a pickup truck. A girl, I don't know, I'm pretty sure she is Lesbos. She's got short hair, but she is cute. She's a cute little Hispanic woman, lady, girl. She's got tattoos all over her, though, but she used to have long hair, and now she cut her hair, so now you're like, oh, okay, I know what you're doing. I know what you are now. But she's cool. We're just cracking jokes the whole fucking day. She's cracking them back. Everything's fine. So Skinny Dude and the girl and me are the ones down there in the ditch hauling these bags of dog food, seed, tubs of fucking shit, all moving it because we had the excavator one spot where the shit was kind of built up along the side of the hill. And so we got all the stuff that was on the side of the hill at the top loaded up, but we didn't want to be bringing bags from at the bottom of the hill, taking them to the top of the hill. It was like, this seems not right. So we moved the excavator to the other side of the bridge. We had to walk a little bit, but at least we didn't have to grab shit and hang off the side of a hill and stuff. So it was not good. But it started working out. But we got like 4 guys just standing at the top, on top of the bridge, just watching everybody else do all the work. And I a couple of times, I'm like, hey, yeah, you guys can come down here. And the vac truck guy's like, well, who's going to run the vac truck? I'm like, nobody needs to run the vac truck. If I was running the vac truck, guess where I'd be? Down here, working, like helping carry bags. Because guess what? We all get to go home when these bags are done. We'd like to go home. I mean, I do like hours. But we got to come back out tomorrow also. Like, and it'd be cool if, what the deal was is we had two dumpsters. We had 3 dumpsters, but 2 of them, they weren't sure if we were going to get the second one filled or not. And I was like, no, we'll get it filled. Let's just hit it hard. Get these bags drug over to where the excavator can reach down. We can fill up the bucket of the excavator. The excavator picks up the bucket, turns around, drops it on the ground, and the skid steer loads it up, scoops it up, and then takes it to the dumpster. It was actually working out pretty good. The only thing is trying to get these heavy-ass bags dug out from underneath a massive amount of dog food and just bullshit, drug over to the excavator and tossed in the bucket. It's like, can we get some more men down here? Like, hello? And the other guy that talks about how strong he is all the fucking time, he's over there holding the hose. I'm like, let the vac operator hold the hose. And how about you, young, strong, fit, talk about how beefy you are all the time. How about you come over here and haul these bags back and forth? Please. I don't know. I don't want to complain too much. I like everybody that was there. It's just, there were a lot of people that could have been putting in their work also. And I hope that everybody saw my ass crack down there, fucking leaning over, picking up fucking bags of dog food the whole time. And I'm a fucking truck driver. I'm the highest ranked truck driver in the area. I'm also the only vac truck operator in the area too. Like, I'm the only guy here that knows how to run all of this equipment. The excavator guy barely knew how to run the excavator. The skid steer guy, he knew what he was doing. He's actually pretty good at the skid steer. He's a grunt. He's a big old fucking dummy grunt. He knows what the fuck to do. All right. I just got a phone call from my boss. Because I hadn't gotten to it yet, but it was a big, long conversation and, back and forth between 4 fucking people trying to figure out what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. And I just got word that I'm going to be running the dump truck. After I got word and I told everybody, nope, I'm coming out to do this. I'm coming out to do this. Nobody worry. I'm going to be out there. I'm going to be doing this job. But there's no reason for me to take my truck because we got 2 dumpsters full. We got the 2 dumpsters full. There's probably only half a dumpster's worth left out there. But we have 2 dumpsters that are pretty fucking full. I got one loaded on my double rail, and the other one is loaded on the other roll-off truck. We're going to take them to our shop. We're going to drop them off in our back area behind everything until we get a profile for all this shit. And then we only have 1 dumpster left out there. And I looked at the schedule, and it shows the same everything. Actually, a couple extra people. And I'm like, I don't know why we need all this. We don't. So I ended up calling the guy. And, oh, yeah, lucky for me, my boss is named Ed. And the boss for this whole crew out here is named Ed. There's another department. And so both of the main departments in Kansas City are ran by an Ed. And neither one of them want to go by Edward or Eddie or anything like that. They all want to be called Ed. I'm like, this is too many Eds. Nobody knows which Ed you're talking about. But, whatever. Yeah, I'm going to be running a dump truck tomorrow. Now, that could still change. But where were we? What were we talking about? We were talking about people, just a lot of people not doing their deal. We got the dumpsters. Nobody else got stuck, which is amazing. The guy bought pizza for everybody. Bought a fuckload of pizza, actually. That's quite a bit of fucking pizza. The right amount of pizza is how much pizza he got. I ate a little bit of my lunch, but I also ate a little bit of pizza. But Casey's Pizza, whenever you order a pizza, if you order a large pizza, they don't cut it into 8 slices like Domino's or whatever. Those are big ass slices. Not big ass slices, but they're large slices. Casey's cuts theirs into like 16 slices. So they're really skinny, tiny slices. So I had 6 of them. 3 slices of like a normal slice of pizza, which isn't too much. It isn't too much. I also had 2 hard-boiled eggs, a handful of pork rinds, a handful of fucking beef sticks. I don't know. I did pretty good today. I'm happy with the way I ate today. That was nice. And I was not that I want to come all the way back out here again tomorrow. I'd rather do the dump truck. It's a lot more straightforward on what the fuck I'll be doing. But, I don't know. I like hanging out with these guys over here. And now that tomorrow, like, I like to end a job too. I don't like to be at the beginning of the job. Nobody gives a fuck about who started the job, did the most work on the job. The people that finish the job are the ones that are like, yeah, we finished it. We finished everything. And you weren't even there. I'm like, well, I was there hauling bags. Okay. And the little girl and the little dude were worked harder than anybody else today. Okay. The little dude is slightly robotic. Okay. I don't know if he has feelings. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll try to hurt his feelings to see if he has any reaction towards it. He's a super nice kid. He's the guy that's trying to get a CDL, and he keeps failing. I think he's failed 3 times now. And I don't know if the company is going to be like, okay, don't think the CDL is for you. You know, we've spent so much time sending you up to because we have to get our DOT guy wants to be in charge of it all, so we have to have a DOT guy go up to the office with you with the truck and trailer, and he has to come in from out of town to take you there, and he's already done that 3 times now. I don't know if the company is, I don't know. I would imagine they're still going to try to get him going with that, but I could also see them saying, okay, buddy, 3rd time was the charm, and it didn't hit, so we're done. We're going to not pursue your CDL anymore. Because I don't know. It also kind of I don't know. I think he should keep going. I think, the more practice, maybe he'll end up being better than me. You never know. But I don't know. I wouldn't trust him. Obviously, he's new, so I wouldn't trust him with an extensive job, a job where you got to know what the fuck you're doing. But just driving a truck from here to there, he could probably do it. But yeah, I don't know. With how many pre-trips he's done in front of a police officer, he probably knows everything about he's done all the pre-trips. He knows what the fuck he's talking about now. It's been hammered into his brain. I think he's having it. He had one issue where they wanted him to back up the trailer and stop the trailer at the cones. But so that's what he did. He stopped the trailer. As soon as the trailer got to the cones, he stopped and he honked. And she said, "Yeah, you failed because you were supposed to back through the cones until your front bumper was at the cones." I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. So my fear is that with some of these guys that we have coming in here running our trucks and stuff, that it's only a matter of time. I mean, even with the best drivers in the world, you're still going to have the threat of an accident. Accidents do happen, and accidents aren't always the driver's fault. Sometimes things happen. But there's been so much negligence that I've seen, and just non-common sense in this area with some of the new guys that we've been getting, that the threat of losing another valuable piece of equipment is pretty high with all these guys running around not doing pre-trips, not airing up their fucking tire like I fucking told them twice, and then I ended up doing it for them. And then I don't know, but the one dude that I was blaming from last episode, I was talking about the tires on the 53-foot dry van, and I was complaining about him. I ended up talking to him, and he's like, "How's things going?" I was like, "Yeah, pretty good." He's like, "How did that run go?" I'm like, "Hey, buddy, that's my fucking job. I know it went fine. okay? And I don't feel like I need to tell you it went fine because I did it. Everything went fine. The only thing that didn't go fine was all the fucking flat tires on the goddamn trailer. He's like, I air them up every time. I think I already talked about this. But I air them up every time, and I ride them up every time, and nobody ever fixes them. I'm like, well, you got to kind of put it in front of the mechanics. Put it in front of the mechanics and say, fix this, please. I'm not driving this truck until you fix this fucking problem here. And then maybe I have something to do with it too. I'm not perfect. I've overlooked some things, but that tractor, you couldn't check the the PSI of the inner duals on any of them. I think there's like one tire you could manage to get a tire gauge in there to check the PSI. One of them, it was absolutely impossible. There's no way anybody has ever checked the PSI of that tire. And then the other two, they needed work. You needed to bend the valve stem, which I don't think is you're supposed to do, which also relies on the person putting the tires on the truck, which I know who that is. There's only one guy that we have at our shop that does tires. And he clocked one of them wrong, which is fine. He clocked it wrong. It happens. But it hasn't been brought up. Nobody cared about checking the PSI of your inner tires. If you got pulled over and the DOT officer comes out with his fucking air gauge and he's like, I can't check your fucking PSI on your tires. How are you checking your PSI on your tires? Are you gonna lie to him and say, "Oh yeah, I checked the PSI on these tires"? Oh really? Show me how you do it. Because if I was the DOT officer, you know I would fucking do that. I'd probably do that. I'd be like, oh okay, how do you check the PSI? Can you go ahead and check them for me real quick? Because I tried to bring my air gauge over there to check your tires, because it's an inspection, and one of your wheels is completely put on wrong, so you can't check the PSI. And three other ones, the valve stem is bent in the wrong direction that you can't check. So please tell me how you're checking your fucking PSI. And one of the wheels had one of those air caps on it that it's green or red. It's like I don't know. It's a cap that you got to screw on there, kind of fucking tight, and it'll be green if your tire has a right PSI. Whenever it loses too much PSI, it'll turn red. You couldn't see the motherfucker. It was pointing the wrong direction. Somebody put it on so fucking tight. There's nothing you could do. I'm like, and I'm at fault for this also. So don't think I'm just over here blaming everybody else I work with. I'm blaming myself too. I don't know how long it's been since nobody's brought it up, obviously. Nobody's went to go fix it. Now, the only way I can feel good about myself is saying that, you know what? I'm the only one that went to fucking fix it. I brought it into the mechanics and said, this needs fixed, we need to rotate this wheel. I know it sucks. We got to run airline all the way over here. Grab the fucking impact. Grab the fucking wheel puller offer. Grab the which is like a little lever thing that you can put underneath the tire so you don't have to pick it up. We got to bring the jack over here. We got, there's a whole operation, and all we got to do is rotate the tire one fucking lug to the left, and then we can check the PSI of this tire, and I hope it's okay. Because if it's not, that's the reason we're going through tires so fast, man. These tires are just, the outside tire is aired up, the inside tire is not, and it's just chewing the fuck out of them. And I'm telling you, that dry van trailer, somebody drove with that tire completely flat for a very long time. I don't know how it didn't come off the bead, but it didn't. And that tire was Looked like a goddamn stop sign. Looked like a octagon. It had flat. It was flat, flat. All the way around. Looked like fucking shit. I'm like, man, if I get pulled into the scales and somebody sees that motherfucker, even if it is at the right PSI, they're gonna say that's a bad tire. You're out of service. You can't check your PSI. You're out of service. Until you can check your PSI, you're out of service. Because there's no way to confirm nor deny if it's fucking aired up. You can kick it, but obviously, since I kicked the fucking tires on the 53-foot drive-in, I said everything seems fine. It wasn't fine. It wasn't fine at all. Now tomorrow I get to drive the big dump truck. Yesterday I drove the little dump truck. Tomorrow I get to drive the big dump truck. It's a quad axle dump truck, and it's also a Kenworth. And I've never ran it, but it's a company vehicle. It's an actual company vehicle, and the guy that was running it the other day got pulled over and got a full inspection, level 1, I think, or whatever, and he passed. So I'm like, all right, cool. That truck's probably gonna be okay for me to use tomorrow. Obviously, I'm gonna do a pre-trip on it. It's the same guy that runs the fucking dry van, fucking on flat tires, but and it goes in and out of the landfill a bunch of times every day. So I wonder, you never know if you're gonna go in there and get a hole in your tire. I know I've seen people dumping a box of nails at the landfill, so it's like there's sharp shit out there. I listened to a couple of podcasts, but nothing. I don't know. I've just been on and off the phone and thinking about all kinds of shit all day. And just busy, that I haven't really absorbed any podcasts today, but I have listened to a few. Nothing to report here. Same shit. Everybody's freaking out about the fires. Haven't heard anything new. I haven't been looking at any news. Don't know what's going on with those. People are getting ready for Trump to take office. Tomorrow's going to be the 17th. So 3 days from now, what is that, Sunday or Monday? Something like that. One of those days is when Trump will be officially the president, El Presidente of the America. And people are talking about him buying Canada, Greenland, Mexico, the Gulf of Mexico. What is going on? Like, I don't know. This could just be a bunch of talk. You never know. Trump says a lot of wild shit, and you don't know if he's being serious or not, because I don't know. It would be interesting to see. It would be a wild fucking move to fucking Canada. No more border. No need for, you can't be an illegal immigrant if there is no fucking border. But I wonder if, since, all right, yeah, we have an issue with the Mexican immigrants and stuff, but we also have an issue with other immigrants, people that go into Mexico because it's really easy to get into Mexico, and then it's really easy to get in the United States once you're in Mexico from other countries. So like China, Pakistan, Venezuela, Kenya. I don't know where they're coming from, but I don't know. I wonder if that's part of his playbook. Like, people think he's going to deport all the Mexicans, and he's like, actually, I'm going to buy Mexico and deport all the other fucking people. That is a possibility. I don't know. I'm not part of this. Just a guy outside is what I am. But if we get the Panama Canal and the Gulf of Mexico, whoa, buddy, expansion. And getting the Panama Canal is so he can charge larger tariffs and stuff. So it's like, because everybody has to use the Panama Canal if you're going to do any business with wherever the fuck Panama is. Or whatever, I don't know. But if he doesn't have control of that, whoever does have control of that, which would be really bad if China had control of it, then the tariffs aren't going to work. The tariffs that are going to get rid of my fucking taxes, get my taxes lower, please, somebody, lower my taxes. Taxes aren't the problem, it's just the spending. Somebody take away my spending, please. Tell me I can't buy so much shit. I don't buy a lot. Somebody I know that also benefits from the money that I make buys a lot of fucking shit. And, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's just, there's a lot of shit that needs to be bought. Some of it doesn't, but a lot of it does. And, but I don't know. Oh, I did get good news. We bonused. So I'm going to be receiving a bonus check here shortly in the coming weeks, which is wonderful. And I thought I thought we had 7 consecutive bonuses. No, we're at 6. But I mean, I don't care. Whatever. 6 consecutive bonuses. We've bonused every single time. Pretty fucking nice. Pretty fucking cool. The bonus is going to need to go towards vacation. Possibly another water heater. Have I told you guys about the water heater yet? I think I have. I'm supposed to be getting an a gas tankless water heater because my water heater's leaking all over the fucking place. I need to get something. And we ordered one and they just decided we didn't need it. So they just took it off of order for us. And then we ordered it again. And then they said, yeah, it's not looking good. We're going to have to take it off of order again. I'm like, what are you talking about? Just leave it on order until it's here. Like, please, I need a fucking water heater. But as of right now, today, we do not have a water heater on order. So I'm just hoping and praying that my basement doesn't get flooded. And it's going to happen at some point. I just hope it doesn't. It's not a big all at once type of situation. I hope it's a more of a, the puddle is getting bigger. You should probably, like, you got to shut the water off to your water heater type of situation. Like, I'll do that. I'll shut the water off to my water heater. And then just not have hot water. I'd rather not have hot water and, get somebody's ass in gear, which needs to be mine, to get the fucking water heater going, because I need to get it. I need to get it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you want hot water, you got to have a water heater, and that water heater is about to die. In other news, my other buddy, wow, I wasn't even talking about my buddy. My buddy, Lucas, I hope he's all right. He sent me a text. I got a couple of texts down here. He called me earlier. He was hoping that I was going to be nearby. He blew a tire in the hood. So, I don't know. I need to look at these text messages to see if he's okay. But he was hoping to he was like, I was hoping you were going to be like either home or on your way home or something like that, so I could borrow your spare tire. Problem is, I don't think the Chevy bolt pattern matches the the bolt pattern for my Krrs. I'm pretty sure my Chevy Krrs, the only wheels that I can use are like off of a Cobalt or a Chevy Spark. Is that right? Is it the Spark? I don't know. The little thing. The Chevy Cruze has a very specific bolt pattern, and it just sucks. I was like, yeah, I don't know, man. I'll be home in like 2 hours. This motherfucker, you can go the speed limit. I'll tell you what, the cops are out tonight. I've seen so many cops flying through the darkness. I think I got a car over here to my right. I can't see it. I'm pretty sure I have a car over here that's been trying to pass me on the right for a while. And I'm not letting them. I want to be in the right. I'm coming over. Don't be in the way. Oh, man. Yeah, gonna get some nice hours today. Real nice hours. Started at 7, and it looks like I'll be ending at 7:30, maybe, possibly. And you gotta love it because well, I'm trying to link these two together, but there's no link in it because this is it is now 7:30. I'm just now leaving the shop. I'm headed to save my buddy Luke. He called me. That's why I stopped recording there for a second. He needs Kletus Ray's roadside service. Come save him. Okay. He looked for a tire. Couldn't find a tire. Only he could find one tire, but they were like, yeah, it's gonna be $160 for one fucking tire from a used tire shop. They say it's a new tire, but you put used tires up on your sign, people are like, oh, come in there and get a cheap tire. And obviously, like your emergency isn't their emergency, so they're like, we're gonna go ahead and, yep, it's gonna be $160 for that tire, and you're like, well, I don't know how you stay in business in the hood selling $160 tires. Who the fuck is coming out here to overpay for tires? Nobody. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't know. So, my buddy, the text messages that he sent me, I thought they were gonna say, I'm all saved. Thanks, bud. Don't need help. No, they said, hey, your Chevy Cruze actually has the same bolt pattern as my car. So all that shit that I was talking about earlier, not being the right thing, it actually is the right thing. So now I'm headed to him. Unfortunately, his car sucks a little bit. I mean, it's a good gas saver. It's a good little car, whatever. It doesn't come with a spare tire, gauge, I think it just comes with like an electric pump. That's the only thing it comes with. No jack. That's what I'm trying to think of. Doesn't come with the jack. Doesn't come with the spare tire. Doesn't come with a lug wrench. None of that shit. Just like you open it up, and I think I might be wrong, and I'll let you know if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure it's still the shape of a tire. There's just not a tire in there. So I don't know if there's like a trim model above his that, like, when you get a flat tire, they give you the thing. And I told him, I just now remembered, I'm all flabbergasted. I don't know, not flabbergasted. I'm all fucking wompy cuppus, copy wampus, compalampus. You know what I'm trying to say. Then that's exactly how I feel right now. It's compalampus, wonky compalampus. Because I got to the shop. I'm on the phone with him, which is fine. I get def, I get fuel, both sides of that truck. That truck says 2 tanks, so I got them both filled up. Which is the problem with that is the timer on the fuel pump that we have at our shop goes off in 30 seconds without fueling. So you got to throw the fucking nozzle across the catwalk of the truck and run over there and unscrew the cap and get the thing in there. But the fucking hose is the exact right length for throwing the hose across, but it's nobody ever does that. So the hose is all twisted up and coiled up and fucking tied in a knot and type fucking shit. So I'm over there trying to fuel up this one a little bit more and then throw it over real quick, but it doesn't fucking reach because it's all tied up. So I gotta fill up a little bit more and then hurry and try to get it untied and then fill up a little bit more and then get it untied the rest of the way and then fill up a little bit more and then throw it across the fucking catwalk and run your ass slipping on ice and gravel and shit. Run over there, grab the motherfucker, and get the cap off and start fueling up. I got it. I got it, guys. Everything's fine. So did that, and then I had to go take the container up on top of the hill and drop it off. Everything went fine with that. And then I parked the truck down at the bottom, and somebody somewhere doesn't, I don't know. There's a lot of people that don't give a fuck about anything. They all are going on vacation tomorrow, which is the summit. They're getting paid to go to it again, and all it. I don't know. I'm not going to talk shit on them. I am going to talk shit on them, but I should be one of those people also. The only reason I'm talking shit on them is because I am dumb and didn't sign up to go to the summit to go get drunk and just play with your fucking work friends and sleep in a hotel and get drunk. That's what they do. They all get paid to go fucking party. And I'm like, I've never gone to do that. Maybe I should do that. And I don't know. Now, instead of doing that, I'm going to haul the dump truck, which I want to haul the dump truck. I want to get paid. I'd like to get paid. But I'm going to haul the dump truck tomorrow and then on Saturday till 1. And then I'm going to have all of Sunday off, I believe. I could be wrong, but I should have all of Sunday off. And this is my on-call weekend. So I guess like something else could happen. There's a lot of people that are out of town, not available. So there is a high likelihood if there is a call, I'm going on it. Anyways, yeah, the last simple task was to park the truck, take the keys inside the shop, put the keys away, go in my car and leave. I go in the shop and they've had some people with nothing to do. And what have they been doing? They've been redoing the pallet racking inside the shop. The board that has all of the keys on it for the entire Kansas City branch, there's a spot for every key to go on this board. It is gone. So I call up my boss and I'm like, he doesn't answer. He sends me a text. He's like, can't talk. What's up? I'm like, where do the keys go? And he says, look to your right. I look to my right. I see a tote with some wood on it. I see just shit all over the place. Like there's no board, no giant board full of keys. Sorry, I have to get over 3 lanes right here. I don't normally go this way home, but since this is where my buddy is stranded, I'm going this way. I usually just take one road. It's a city street, 2 lane, and yeah, it's like 30, 35 miles an hour. But when you factor in traffic at high traffic times, I get home at the same exact time, and I don't deal with a lot of traffic. I just deal with slow speeds. I'd much rather deal with slow speeds than fucking people slamming on the brakes on the fucking highway. It's kind of annoying. Really don't like it when people do that. I got a lot of people over here just going slow as motherfuck. Anyways, I feel like a complete dumbass because he said, look to your right, you'll see the keyboard. I look to my right, I look to my left, I go in the other shop, I go outside, and I'm like, do you see me? Are you able to see me right now? You're telling me to look to my right? It's like, no, I'm just like, if you were standing where the keys are used to go, look to your right, and that's where they're going now. And I'm like, I'm looking to my right. I'm looking at everything. I'm like I'm like, maybe it is like in plain sight. Maybe I'm fucked up, but I cannot fucking see shit. I don't. All I'm trying to do is put the key back on the board. So if some reason somebody needs to use that truck or that trailer, they can have it. I don't need this. I don't. This is too. I'm just trying to go the fuck home, bud. I got my buddy is stranded. I got to get the fuck out of here. Okay. So, and my boss never replied. He was just like, okay, you're dumb. You don't know where it is. Whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Are they on the roof? You know, is there a way to indicate them on the roof? Is there a ladder somewhere? I don't know. Is there a basement? Maybe. But I don't know why they would move all of the keys. The keys that everybody needs to use every day that has been in the same exact spot for, well, since I've been there for 3 years, but it's always been there from what I've heard. Now it's vanished and nobody told anybody where it went. And if it's not easy enough for me to walk in there and just look around and find, it's not in a good spot. I'm telling you right now, it's not in a good spot. That's not where it should be. It should be somewhere where people can fucking see it. So I don't know. Really annoyed with the keyboard right now. I'm sure it's in a spot that's reasonable. But I need somebody to physically be there and point to it because I'm like, he's like, look to your right. I'm like, how do you know where I'm standing? Because before I called or texted him, I walked all around the place and then sent the text as I'm walking around and realized, okay, well, maybe they moved the keyboard closer to where the mechanics area is. No, it's not over there. Okay, well, maybe it's on the other side where the other door is. No, it's not over there. Okay, maybe it's where the other mechanic shop is through this door, and that's where we have all these vending machines now, and it's like kind of a hub area, and it's also where all the clothes are. Maybe it's right there. No. Maybe it's just on a board that's leaned up against something. Still to right now, I have no idea. I have no fuck. I got called and they said, "Hey, I need you to go grab the roll off truck. Hurry, go." I'm like, there's no fucking keys. I cannot just the only truck I can fucking. Well, I guess if they ask for a roll off truck, I got the double rail. But motherfuck, I gotta fucking log out of my shit. Shut the fuck up. My geotab is yelling at me. Sorry, I was not talking to you guys. All right, inspect, post trip, no problems. Inspect, post trip right now. I don't know. My buddy was calling me. All right, I'm right here. I'm trying to do some. I'll call him back in a second. Got to get rid of this truck. I'm stressed. I'm stressed right now. Off duty. Verify. Agree. I'm trying to drive, do a podcast, talk to my buddy, log out of my Geo tab, verify and log out. Shut the fuck up and get off of here. And I'm talking about how I was stressed about something else. So here we are. Here we are. Anyways, I'm going to call my buddy. Luke, how are you?
Doing all right. Just had a little sticky situation with you. You came to my rescue.
Here, you wear it. Now wear it. I talk a lot about it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see what the. Hello. Hey.
Hello.
Whoa.
All right,
Jeez.
I'll talk my normal volume, and it should be your normal volume
Well,
from a
yeah,
distance.
I think no matter how loud I talk, it'll be loud enough.
Yeah.
People will still be able to hear it. Oh man, dude. So tell me about what's happening right now.
Well, I had a flat tire on the highway, and I took Cletus Ray's advice. You don't stop on a highway. You just run that bitch until
The tire
you're
falls
safe.
off.
Yeah. And I went a
No,
ways.
you're safe. You
Yeah,
want to be safe.
yes. And so I limped it quite a ways.
Where did you limp it to, bud?
The hood. I did not feel good in that area. But luckily where I ended up pulling off was a nice place. Talked to the security guy. He said he'll keep an eye on it. Like, great.
Yeah.
But I had to call, like legit call Cletus Ray's roadside service.
Hey, I'm here to help. I was 2 hours away, but I didn't skip a beat. I was headed to your rescue.
But luckily I limped for about an hour and a half and made it like a mile and called you back and like, where are you? You're like, I'm 10 minutes away. Perfect.
Yep. And so
So
what did we do?
the whole situation is because I drive a hybrid car, and Chevy thought it's a great idea to save weight by not putting a spare tire in the damn car.
Did they give you an air pump though?
There is an air pump and a very expired bottle of slime
Oh no.
that like hooks to the air pump and sends it in there. Like, yeah, that's great if you have a nail in your tire.
I'm so glad there was no slime in that tire.
Yeah, yeah.
So how did we get a tire, Luke? Or no, what did you tell me? You sent me a link
I
about what?
saw on Google, and it wasn't even the AI thing. It was an actual person posted this, that for people, like, the car doesn't come with a spare, so you need to go get a spare from like a pick and pull or something, and you get the spare from a Chevy Cruze. And I know somebody that has a Chevy Cruze, and I'm like,
Red Rocket.
yeah, and like, that's a gross name. And I'm like,
yeah.
come here with your Chevy Cruze, and I'm gonna steal your spare for a day. And
So I head over there.
and while he's heading over there, I had to pee really bad, so I called my girlfriend, and I'm like, hey,
That's not your girlfriend.
My fiance, sorry,
hey,
yeah. She was.
Congratulations again.
Thank you, I appreciate that. She was already on her way back home down south, so she pulled over to me and picked me up when we ran to the bathroom. Took 3 gas stations to find, because in the hood they don't have public restrooms because people go in there and do bad stuff, I guess.
Yeah. So and I beat you to your car.
Yeah, you got there back, and I'm like, oh, he's probably gonna start lifting it up for me.
His car, right?
The only icy patch in the whole parking lot, I put it right there.
Spot, I sat right down in it, and I looked to the front of the car, it's dry. I looked to the back of the car, it's dry. My ass is wet. But I go ahead and I start jacking your car up, and then it starts to roll forward.
Yeah, I did.
I'm like, where are you? I need your e-brake set.
There's a lot of things on my mind, and it was not get the lug nut key out for Kevin if he beats me back, Kletus, and don't remember to set the e-brake so it's easy on him. Let it roll out into the middle of a busy street.
So I got all the lug nuts loose except for the keyed one, and then I started jacking it up, and the jacks, started to fall off. But that's okay.
Yeah.
He was only a couple minutes back.
Yeah.
And then you showed up, and then I get your tire. We get it jacked back up, get the tire taken all the way off, and we go to put the
spare on, and it just barely doesn't fit. Google lied. The Reddit post or wherever I found the what it said to do lied.
I told you Chevy Cruises are fucking dumb, dude. They're one of the only Chevy cars that has that style lug pattern, and it's not even just Chevy. It's like across all fucking platforms. You would think maybe you can get like a Ford Fiesta fucking wheel on here. No
Nothing.
wheels. Cobalt, Chevy Spark or whatever the fuck it's called, the little hatchback thing, and then the Cruise. It's like the only 3 cars that have that style lug pattern, and it blows.
And evidently the Volt's the same way because, I mean, again, I can't trust Google anymore now.
The Volt might just be a normal size lug.
Everything online said
a Camaro wheel and put it on there.
Was the Volt, the Bolt, the Cruise, and then some Buick that I don't even know. I don't even know if I've heard of the car. But
I think there are some Volkswagens that have my bolt pattern also.
Yeah.
Well, but
it said
weird thing with
the Cruise
is that they don't have. I don't think a lot of them have studs. They have bolts.
The bolts that go into it.
So, I mean, you might still be able to use the wheel, but
you have to change up that part.
You're just. It's like, what the hell's going on?
Like, y'all, get on the same page. Do the same bolt pattern.
Hey, there should be a right to repair order on this thing. Hey, everybody, start using the same size wheels, y'all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know the heavy duties need more lugs or whatever, but all the 4 lugs, same. All the 5 lugs, same. All the 6 lugs, same. All the way up.
Well, whenever you get to 8 lug and 10 lug, it doesn't matter what stock. They're all the same bolt pattern.
Okay.
Every 10 lug, from what I can tell, and it might not be like the heavy haul, but like just heavy duty trucks. If you have an 8 lug heavy duty truck, you just find an 8 lug heavy duty rim.
That makes sense because when I had my mega cab, I remember looking and like people were selling all the 8 lugs as the same.
Yeah, they're all the same. There's not really much deviation you can do from that, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they're only spaced so far apart.
So, the spare tire I brought did not fit.
So I start panicking even more. I'm already in a mood.
I say, calm down, dude.
Yeah.
Guess what? We have Facebook Marketplace because there's no tire shops open. It is 10:15 at night right now. There's no fucking tire shops open at all. Well, I guess like big heavy duty truck shops are open, but they're not.
They wouldn't have my tire, no.
And they're gonna charge you a lot.
Yeah.
So I get on Facebook Marketplace. I send 3 people messages. I finally get a hold of Jose or whatever his name is.
Josue. Josue.
Not Jose. There's a U in there.
Yeah.
Kazoo. Anyways, I sent him a message, and I don't know. He was kind of acting a little funny on the text message because I would send him a text, he would immediately read it and then not reply.
Yeah, and then you went overboard. You asked 2 questions in the same message, and he answered one answer, but we didn't know which answer.
But we got to take into account that my name on Facebook.
Yeah, you got a goofy name on there. He's probably thinking
Wolfpack. The first name is One Man. The last name is Wolfpack.
And this guy's probably looking at this like this guy's trying to scam me for my $40 tire.
So I tried to put in like a local road that's not mentioned in the post. It's not mentioned anywhere. Like, hey, I'm real, I'm local, I'm ready to come get it. Let me know. And I was like, he's like, yeah, can you come to my house? I'm like, sure.
Just tell me where. Like he was just like.
I had to ask him for the address. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm like, okay. I'm ready. I need to come to you right now, bud.
Like the key is in the ignition. Like I'm ready to go. Like.
Well, I was ready to go, and then you were sitting there talking to the security guard.
Yeah, the security guard. He
was talking.
You made a good. You made a good point.
My breath.
You made a good point. He's night shift. He ain't got nobody to talk to. He found somebody to talk to, and he kept talking. Yeah, and then he got closer and kept talking. And Then he started talking about some random stuff, which I appreciate. I got along with him. He was great. But at the same time, like I'm like opening the door to get into the car, and he buddies up close to you,
Well, the
and then I'm
particular
like,
place that you pulled over and went to, I actually know a guy that is part of the board there,
yeah,
and he was also on Queer Guy for the Straight Guy.
queer eye,
Queer
bot,
Guy for the Mind Guy. Queer Guy for he was on a real TV show.
yeah. This was news
and
to
he
me.
runs this. It's called the Veterans Community Project. They build little tiny houses.
Super cool thing.
Yeah, it's awesome. You would not think he's on a queer show, but he's not queer. He's married.
No,
but he found out how to be less queer and more straight by being with queers, and they taught him. You know, one thing that I've never forgot, and I watched his episode just because he was on it. He says your shoulder seams. He's like, because he was a fat guy, and he's like, yeah, all my shirts, they all fit like shit. And the gay guy was like, yeah, because you need to buy shirts with your shoulder seams, match your shoulders. And now every time I put on a shirt, if my shoulder seams don't line up, I feel grossed. I feel queer. If my shoulders, I feel like a
no queers don't do that.
No, queer just means abnormal, actually.
Oh, okay. I'm the
gay.
politically
Don't be
incorrect
gay, it's
one.
Queer, okay? Anyways.
So you got some good advice from them, evidently.
I did, but I don't know. It was kind of like a extreme home makeover, but instead of the home, it was queers doing the not queers, gays. I don't know.
I mean, they could be a little queer.
It was before they had all these crazy. I think it was LGBT.
LGBT.
There was no Q. There was no plus.
QIA, CIA, FBI.
You know, KLGBT. Q plus. You know, add Kletus to it, please.
Yeah.
Please add me to it.
He gets along great with him. I've seen him converse with.
You know, and
some gay guys.
Where were you trying to take me, dude?
Where was I trying to take you?
You invited me.
Oh yeah, Hamburger Mary's. We're gonna go.
To a queer place. I want to go. I want to see the queers up close. It's kind of like a carnival.
My girlfriend knew I didn't want to go. At the time she was my girlfriend. Now she's my fiance. She knew I wouldn't want to go, but she's like, if I invite Kletus's wife, that means Kletus would go.
My wife goes crazy for the gays.
Oh yeah, her books are the funniest thing to me.
She likes the gay books, but she's been reading a lot of non-gay books, and all the people the straight white women that read the gay books are, because my wife runs a page, I guess they're upset because she's not reading enough gay books.
Oh, she's gotta.
I didn't know that the gay book Facebook community was so non-inclusive. You know?
No kidding.
They're like,
we don't want straight people.
Oh, you should have heard the rant she had when Trump won.
Oh, good
Everybody
grief.
was freaking out. They're like, your silence is deafening. It's like, you're in a gay book club, okay? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But anyways,
we're going down the highway right now, and this is about where? No, is it this one?
No.
It's the one farther.
Right after the next stoplight, I think, is where you blew up.
Yeah.
So anyways, we went further into the hood, picked up a tire. You said the guy was nice?
Yeah, he was super cool. He had a silk headdress thing on. So, he was ready for bed. And
nightcap.
Super cool guy, yeah. And he's super friendly, and he had, a dozen tires sitting there on his porch. And he's like, pick one. I'm like, okay, I'll take this one. And we got it.
Proceeded to shove it vigorously into my
ass
of my car.
I got both of them.
Shaking. I was jiggling my whole belly.
I got both of them in there.
I was like, what is he doing to my damn trunk? I said, you used your hips at one point.
Oh, yeah. I was pelvic thrusting.
And you're like, it don't fit. I'm like, keep pushing, bud. It'll fit.
And I got them both to fit.
My trunk will stretch.
And, I was breathing down his neck, but I got him in.
Well, you ended up putting it inside the car.
Well, no, I got him in. But the supports of the hood, when I went down to close it, they bumped into the tires. So the tire has to sit in the middle. between those supports.
Hey,
So
don't call it a
he's
hood,
like,
call it the boot.
the boot.
We're from Australia.
And so I had to take it out, and he's like, just put it in the back seat. So
I rode
grabbed
with
it out.
leaning up against the back of my head.
Yep. Because you don't have car headrests in your car.
No, their headrests are right there. They're underneath my cooler.
Okay, they are technically in your car.
They were in the trunk, but I had to remove everything out of the trunk to get to my spare tire. And then you didn't need the spare tire, and I didn't want to go through all the hardship of putting everything out of the trunk again, just to put the spare tire back there. But if I would have done that, you would have got that tire in there.
Yeah.
So we have a new tire, not new, used tire.
In pretty good shape though. A little dry rotted, but it's fine.
Your rim with your shredded tire on it, and I take you to my shop.
Yeah.
Where I work, where we have a tire machine, where I have ruined multiple tires.
I almost bought 2 tires because I've heard the stories from the podcast of him tearing up tires.
Well, you learn through hardship.
But watching this guy run that tire machine was phenomenal.
I didn't do very good.
You did great.
I got it off, the first bead off, and then the second bead was not good.
No, it was so. I mean, that's my fault.
It was shredded
so far,
so bad that when you put the bead breaker on there,
it just moved fast.
I needed you to hold it to get it to break. But we finally got it.
You got it.
And then.
And I'm surprised that
I almost ruined that tire. You know that.
Yeah,
you know how
I know how
I
it. I saw it going, and I'm like, it shouldn't be pinching like that.
I was like, don't let it get on the bead yet. And then for some reason, it wanted to still go on the bead, but that rubber hammer really came in handy.
Yeah. And
so
I was impressed by the tire machine usage, and
we got to air it up.
Glad.
What we didn't use is that little white brush with the I didn't use any of that.
Nothing. It was ready to go.
It would have been better if I'd used that, but we got it. It popped on the bead. It's holding. Well, I hope it holds air. If it doesn't hold air, you got to add air.
I'll limp home the rest of the way.
But we aired it up to 34 psi with the automatic tire inflator, and then I took you around. I found the keys, guys. I talked about the keyboard earlier.
Oh, right on. They're to your right, but not your right whatsoever.
Right. Behind the trailers, off to the side, it was not good, but I did find them finally. Right before we were about to leave, I looked over and I saw them. So, yeah, we got the tire loaded up in the trunk.
Even if you were walking out that door, or walking through that door, it's not right. Nothing about that location is right from anything.
When you're walking through the door, it's to your right, but if you're walking out of the door, it's to your left. But if you walk backwards through the door, it's still to your right.
So that's probably what your boss thought you were doing.
I think
walking around backwards through the doors.
Well, I can tell you the keys that I used today are not on that board. They're on the mechanic's desk because I did not want to figure out where the fuck they were. And I had to go find you. And I even brought a 4-way tire iron, but it was the wrong size.
Yeah, but luckily, the lug nuts, Chevy, good job. You made the lug nuts the same size across your vehicles.
Yeah,
at least 2 of them.
Nice.
So the iron you had.
Well, actually, I think the lug nuts.
This is no okay.
I think the lug nuts have to. They're when you go to O'Reilly's, you don't buy GM lug nuts.
Okay.
But the shape of the lug nut changes, but the size of the lug nut. Well, I don't know. There are different sizes.
I know there's thread pitch and stuff is different.
I don't know. But do yours have that outer shell on them?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like those at all. I bought a brand new set of those and put them on my wife's car.
They all flake off.
And they rust on the inside, and it swells. So then your tool doesn't fit, and you have to go to the bigger size. But when you go to the bigger size, you strip it out.
Yep.
And then you're just done, dude.
That makes sense.
So I don't know. I like just basic old hold. You can see through the lug nut.
Yeah.
There's no cap on it or anything. But I don't know. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
So we got the tire. It's in the trunk. It's in the boot. we're headed over. We're probably 6 minutes away from your car,
Yep.
and hopefully the homeless guys didn't come over and start pushing on it and knock it over.
Yeah.
You know how bad that would be if we get up there and it's falling over.
That would suck.
And my jack, the only jack we have is my little tiny little screw jack that would be lodged underneath your car. Where's the battery in that car? Is it in the trunk?
In the boot.
All right, we might be able to lift it then. We might be able to lift your car up.
Oh, the big battery? No, it's the whole like floorboard.
Oh, damn it, dude. Never mind.
Yeah. I think it runs the, what is that, like the transmission channel or whatever it's called? I think it sits in that area. I think. I don't know. I don't know enough about it.
How heavy is your car?
The size of a small pickup. Or the weight of a small pickup.
Well, what kind of small pickup? An extended cab, or crew cab, a short bed, a long bed, a four-wheel drive?
Would you look at a long bed crew cab and be like, that's a small pickup? No.
Well, I'm talking like a Ranger, like a Ford Ranger, like a tiny pickup truck, like a little tiny Toyota Tacoma.
It probably weighs more than a Ranger.
We'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Those batteries are heavy.
Yeah. Which makes it great in the snow because it cuts through everything. It just has no clearance.
Yeah, but have you seen those crash testings?
Yeah, they're
with
incredible.
Teslas?
Oh, I don't know about Tesla, but
Where
the volts are incredible.
Like, you can have a concrete barrier and it'll blast right through the concrete barrier because it's so fucking heavy.
Yeah.
It'll blast through it like a semi. It's like, whoa! Alright, that's not good. The grumple zones need to be reinforced with that type of thing, you know? I don't know. I'm talking shit on electric cars here. Okay? But, yeah, I'm going to be running a dump truck tomorrow. I'm not running that 2025, though. I'm running
Oh, yeah.
the Kenworth. The big one. The quad axle.
I think that'll be fun.
And I didn't get to show it to you because I'm pretty sure it's in the lower building at the shop.
Mm.
I didn't feel like going in there. But, oh yeah, what happened at the gas station, dude?
I had to pee, and I remembered.
This gas station?
Oh, this one? This gas station here, that's a different story. I didn't have to pee at that point. But the guy getting the tire, he didn't want to take Venmo, so he's like, cash only. So, okay. So he stopped at this sketchy gas station, and there's a man behind me talking on the phone to somebody, talking about...
You heard a man's voice.
Yes, there was a man talking. I was 100% sure in my head that there's a man behind me talking on the phone. Talking about the youngest one's her grandkid and all this stuff. Like, I don't know. But then I turned around after I finished at the ATM to walk out of there. There was not a man standing in there. There was this 6'4" woman with a big old wig on. I didn't ask questions. I just left.
Okay, you got out of there.
Yeah, I heard car alarm going off outside. I'm like, this ain't the place for me.
I heard that too. I didn't even look.
Yeah, sometimes you just keep your head down.
It ain't mine. I'm out of. I am just a chauffeur, okay? And I don't know. Maybe I need to start carrying a little weapon with me.
I usually have my little pink 22 Derringer.
Where is it?
It's usually in my center console, but
where is it now?
It's in my desk at home, locked up.
Oh no! What if you get robbed?
And we have arrived to the car.
All right, dude. Now
is it still standing? She's still standing.
Now we just got to get this thing put on there. Oh, gosh. All right, well, Luke.
Kletus, thank you so much for all the help tonight. I would have just been sitting in this parking lot all evening trying to figure out how to get my car home. Probably spent way too much money on like a tow truck or something.
Don't do that. I have trucks and trailers at the shop.
I know, but you were 2 hours away from the initial call.
Well,
So I appreciate everything you're doing. And
not a problem, dude.
got all
Anything
this
to
taken
save
care of.
your life.
Dude, yeah, this place is sketch.
All right, well, end it off, Luke.
All right, you guys, keep all 18 down. Cleese will talk to you tomorrow.
Adios, muchachos.